featuring Maruša Štanga of Slovenia. She's up against Milica Nikolic of Serbia. It'll be Štanga in the white judogi, Nikolic in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Amano Akiko of Japan. And with commentary on this and all this afternoon's medal matches, it's a very warm welcome to former world champion Dennis Pelakes. Good afternoon, Dennis.
Good afternoon, Sheldon.
Well, this promises to be quite a battle here. The reason for that is you've got Maruša Štanga, who has got something to prove here. She's the young one. She's the one who's slightly less experienced, and she needs to grab this particular medal. Nikolic, who came in here as one of the top-seeded players, will be completely disappointed if she leaves here without a medal. She has to medal here as one of the top 4 seeds this morning. There is Maruša Štanga, one of her pair of sisters, Anja Štanga being the other, and there is Nikolic. She wasn't the only Serbian this morning. There was another fighter in there as well, Andrea Stojadinov. But it's Nikolic who's made her way to this point. Little stab at Uchimata there, wasn't really much, and now Nikolic with a chance to work on the ground.
Yeah, and really good because it's under the chin, so a big problem here for Štanga. Tries to get up because she feels the danger, but the referee gives a lot of time for it.
It's always dangerous when you see them stand up because it's like a message to the referee, I'm out, I'm out. And the reason they're trying to say that they're out is because it's on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you stand up, most of the time the strangle gets more tight. So you have a really difficult situation there. A strong grip here by Nikolic. Overhand grip with the right hand on the back. And she goes on, this will be Wazari. Well, we've seen this before, that technique that takes a long time, but without a stop in it, you get a Wazari out of it. But apparently this took a bit too long.
They're really evenly matched, these two, Nikolic and Štanga, but for completely different reasons. And they've got different fighting styles, they've got different strengths. For me, the important thing is for Nikolic to settle quickly.
Smart attempt. Well, Nikolic had one time really good grip, really strong grip, so Štanga knows that she has to avoid that. That's why she starts to fight a bit more aggressive just in the beginning. Here it is again, the stronger grip of Nikolic.
Single Shido picked up by Maruša Štanga. No score as yet. We've got a little over a minute left to go.
That's a Wazari. She fell from the other side, so it's, well, you can discuss if because that definitely wasn't Nikolic her first ID. She tried to go for the, but yeah. So let's see if it stays this way. Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, what Dennis is talking about is the intention of Nikolic. So that's one thing. Nikolic's intention is to throw her. We don't have to really talk about the side yet, but her intention is to throw. During the throwing process, she loses full control, and Stanger now comes off on the other side. So there is another question here. Why is Stanger on her side? Now, if she's there because she wants to be there, there's no score. No. She's on her side because of Nikolic's action, and they give a score for that.
Yep.
So it's a tricky one. You know, it took me a long time to accept that a failed attack on the right side could result in a score if the fighter fell off on the other side. But there was that second question. It was actually your countryman, Jan Schneiders, that said to me, ask yourself why White is on their side.
Yes, and that's true, because in the beginning it's Nikolic who made the attempt, try to score. So if you have a discussion about it, then I think you always have to go for the one who tries to make a score.
Yeah. She could pick up a second penalty here, which she does, with a second left to go. And this is one of those instances where we say clever work. You can see there's no punching in the air, there's no big celebration from Nikolic, because Nikolic had in mind to be in another contest, not the bronze medal one.
No.
However, she had to do this, and there'll be a little bit of relief as she walks off. Maybe as she gives Stanger a bit of a hand slap or a hug, and then they go off, she'll realise, that was close.
Yeah, and it's also a different way how to start a bronze medal contest, because Stanger came back from the repechage. Nikolic lost the semi-final, and that wasn't that long time ago. Sometimes you have a few hours in between, but now it was really short. So you still have the feeling, yeah, you lost a semi-final, but I think in the end she will be happy with this bronze medal.
And just a note on Marusa Stanger as well. You can see the relief actually from Nikolic. But the other thing is that Stanger has to deal with the loss now. She's thinking, oh, I'm so disappointed, I lost and everything. And then she's going to look at the record and they're going to say 5th place, yes. Grand-Prix Antalya. And it could be that 5th place will make all the difference when it comes to the points. You never know when you need just a few extra points.
It's true.
Just about squeezed that one out.
Yeah, really turned herself really into it. So
right, we've got a second bronze medal contest coming up now. Mireia Lepueta Comas of Spain faces Kang Yu-chong of the Republic of Korea. It'll be Lepueta in the white judogi, Kang in blue. Referee in the middle for this one is Mariano dos Santos of Brazil. Well, there are plenty of young children in this morning. Bit of a break for them in the afternoon, and now the final block again. We've got quite a few young children coming in from some of the local clubs to have a look and see what's going on in the big league, if you like. Dennis van der Geest was talking about that this morning when he said, here's a chance to see some of the stars, not just the stars on the IJF World Circuit, who they can see internationally, but some of the home stars, because they can enter 4 in each weight category, the Turkish team.
And well, they can warm up their voices, because in a few fights we will have one Turkish Mirac Akus, 60 kilo, who will fight for the bronze. That's always good to have. Beautiful ippon by Kang. I just wanted to say also Kang, of course, with 2 silver medals at a Grand Slam. Has a bigger track record than La Puerta. And she shows it with this bronze medal. Very nice technique.
La Puerta not really able to get into that. Kang finishing it off nicely. How low she gets for that.
Yeah, really low Taitoshi.
It's almost like diving into it.
Yeah, because she makes like a jump to the just to make the gap a little bit bigger. She really jumps into it.
You can use your arms to block. She gets past the arm, so there's no blocking this from La Puerta because she's underneath the arm, so there's nothing to try and stop there.
And you know, Taitoshi's, it's an arm throw, and it really was an arm throw because there was absolutely no contact with the hips or so ever. It was only the arms.
We come now to the final of the under 48 kilo category. Distra Krasniki of Kosovo faces Otgansetse Galbadrak of Kazakhstan. It'll be Krasniki in the white judogi, Galbadrak in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Hyun Suk-hee of the Republic of Korea. What's the route to the final? I was chatting to the media director for the International Judo Federation during the break about the relationship between athletes and coaches, and just how, you know, close a relationship that can be at times. And then there was this glaring example of an athlete with no coach making her way to the final, having, you know, blasted her way past all oppositions. And I think you were saying something, you know, about this morning. There are times when it's useful to have your coach there, and you just get that last bit of information and a bit here and a bit there. And there are other times when they may be screaming at the top of their lungs and you can't hear them because you're so concentrated and focused on what you're doing.
But I don't know why they made this decision of not having a coach. Maybe it's something that she was maybe too dependent on a coach, and they want to try to see what will happen if you don't have a coach with you. I don't know.
Could be bad news for the coach.
Well, she's in the final, so yeah.
I suppose there are occasions that, you know, an athlete and a coach, having spoken about it, feel that they can manage, you know, a tournament here or a training camp here, and then the other times say, I think I need you along on this one, you know, I'd like to have you here. Single Shido against Galbadrak, always a dangerous competitor to come up against.
A good Ouchi attempt by Krasniki, and you can see that she feels very comfortable with her gripping. I think this is a situation where also Galbadrak has a bit more chance of throwing. Krasniki wants to have her right hand just on the lapel, just making the space, not getting the Kazakhstan girl too close, but now she's choosing for the neck both Shidos. Now for Galbadrag, it's very important that she's going to change something in her tactics.
Krasniqi has at times looked so calm, just so focused about, where she's going, each stage of the contest that she's going through. And here's someone who, the first time round, when dealing with 48, because she'd previously competed at 52, looked almost, completely lost. Managing this weight category change so much better this time, totally in control of that weight, and coming to the weight category looking strong, as though she really fits in the weight category. She looks dangerous to me in this weight category.
But she's totally controlling this final. There's not 1 second that I saw a moment that Galbadrag had one chance of making a score or something. Of course, it can always happen, and that's also the charm of judo. But Krasniqi has it completely in the pocket. Just stronger grip.
Better movement.
Yes.
Better positioning.
Now she's taking a bit more risk, but I think she feels very comfortable with it, and she's just waiting for this third Shido.
She's stepping it up here, isn't she?
And Galbadrag has to do something now, but I think it's already too late.
Yeah, it would have been difficult to give it then, because what Krasniqi didn't do, although she shaped to look the more positive, was to actually put in 1 or 2 attacks. So, like
that was an attack. Yeah.
I take it all back.
No. No, what you said was true, but still, then they could also make the decision by both giving them a penalty, and I think that was the thing what Krasniqi was hoping for. But in the end, for us, and I think also for herself, this is a better way to win her gold medal.
What a finish. What a finish to a day when, as we were just talking about, Krasniqi looked in complete command. It wasn't just in the final and that, against Galbadrag, but in the lead up to it. It's the preparation, it's the presentation, and it's the execution. All those things looked right today.
Yeah, really nice one. And her 6th gold medal at a Grand Prix.
I didn't realize that. Galbadrag in a way steps onto it. She realizes that she's just dodged a bullet for not picking up the penalty. Yep. Okay, and as Dennis was saying, we could have done it, but she didn't attack. But here, she just walks onto that. Big arm around the neck, which is typical of Krasniqi, Kelmendi, Zhakova. They've all got that big arm around the head there for the Koshiguruma, and over she goes.
Well, that's the way to win a final.
A 6th, Dennis tells us. Well, getting up there as one of the most successful female fighters that Kosovo ever produced, and they produced a few. Right, coming up next, the first of the bronze medal contest in the under 60 kilo category. Felipe Kitadai of Brazil faces home favourite Miraç Akuş of Turkey. It's Kitadai in the white judogi, Akuş in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Mathieu Bataille of France. Dennis van der Geest, go.
And 11 years of age difference. Akuş showed some really good judo. I think made a mistake in the semi-finals, was a Wazari up, and was a really open fighter, but now I see he's 18 years old, so that's also something that, it's something you just do when you're 18. You just go for the big ippons, and
18.
if you win or lose, yeah. So this will be a judoka to watch out for the next years, because I really like this style of judo. Of course, Kitadai is a really experienced judoka, so let's see if it's possible for him to bring a medal to his home ground.
Well, he's had a tough route to...
Here it is again!
It is!
That's it. That's the Totakashvili move we already discussed. And it's some sort of katakuruma to the back. And it's unbelievable that Kitadai gets this attack in like 15 seconds, because he already did it like 4 or 5 times today. So didn't he watch it, or...
To get caught in the way that Dennis is describing in 15 seconds, you know that this is this boy's go-to
This is his legal weapon.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that you don't get your arm wrapped up in there. You don't give him that arm. You close him down in that area. For that to happen as the very first attack is incredible, really, when you talk about the experience of former Olympic bronze medalists like Felipe Kitadai.
Unbelievable. Because he knows it, you know. At least I hope that he knows it, because we've seen it already. Yeah, he does now for sure. Really well executed.
Absolutely planted him. Kitadai is actually going in the other direction. He gets banged backwards, doesn't he? I'm still trying to work out how he does it.
No, but it's a bit different than he did before, but because now he's having the sleeve with his left hand, and he puts his elbow in and puts his head in the armpit of Kitadai, and it's so tensed then, and brilliant.
Could watch that all day.
Yeah. But sometimes it's like that. You sit in a venue for the whole day just to see a few of these ippons. That makes it worthy.
The second of the bronze medal contests features Artem Lesiuk of Ukraine. He's up against Ashley Mackenzie of Great Britain. It'll be Lesiuk in the white judogi, Mackenzie in blue, and in control of this one in the middle is Yevgeny Rakilin of Russia. Well, the crowd who were on the edge of their seats waiting for something to happen had hardly got warmed up before Kitadai went tumbling over, crashing over, maybe.
Got their value for money.
Yeah. A few of the Brazilians in the crowd there slightly subdued. Well, let's hope that we are in for more of the same then, Dennis, because we've had a couple of good things to look at here.
Yes, and also Lesiuk is somebody who really showed some good judo today. Open judo, not too tactically, just go for the big scores. Yeah, well, you can win, you can lose.
Needs to stay tidy, does Ashley Mackenzie. A little bit unsettled in that attack. Lesiuk gets one in on the left side there, but Mackenzie's well away from that, moving around to one side, and no real trouble for him to deal with that. First half a minute, you just say if it was boxing, a couple of jabs.
Yeah.
Just to feel each other out. Yeah. Or if it was darts, you know, a couple of double tops, but no one's hit the treble yet.
Well, they look a little bit fitter than most of the darts players.
Oh dear. Yeah. They are in good shape. No extra weight on these. That's 60 kilos, that's for sure. Lesiuk.
Oh, here it is, the arm.
Yeah.
He was just too greedy.
Lesiuk it was who lost out to Akush.
Yep, in a great fight, one of the best fights of today. And now he's also in a bit of trouble, but I think Mackenzie just gave up, feels that he is not capable of making something out of it.
And then he went on to defeat Orkan Safarov in the repechage contest. That was a good win for Lesiuk. Just needs to get that left leg a little bit further across because it allows Lesiuk to step around it. If you trap that left leg, you've got a much better chance of taking him over. Same thing for Lesiuk there.
Yeah, they make the movement with the legs, but there's nothing happening with the upper body. There's also, I think, still a bit too much power on it. This is a better one.
A bit better, almost like a trip there in the beginning, because there was nowhere for him to go. He caught him with the leg, almost came up with that. And I think you come back to the top half. If the top half is a little bit stronger there, then you power over with the finish. Easy for us to do, or say, sitting in this position.
Yes, but doing it there on the mat, that's a different story.
Good rate of attacks from Mackenzie. He's keeping up the tempo, and that's why Lesiuk has picked up that second penalty now. Just fallen off the pace a bit. Oh, not the best thing to do just after you've been warned.
No.
He gets the benefit of the doubt, though. See, there's no danger there for Mackenzie. You know, he's got one, the right knee's going planted. That's going to keep him safe. Puts the left leg out. And Lesiuk, and has to fall over it. But
Lesiuk has no answer to that. Because every time when for Lesiuk it takes a while until he can make like his big throw. He first has to have his right grip, but before he has it, Mackenzie already made an attack, and all his attacks are quite okay.
Quite okay.
Yeah.
None of them are going to scare you.
No. But you have to fall down. You have to look at this, and this was a good one, eh?
And now you get caught into the trap. Yeah.
Yep.
They're frustrating because they're not knocking you over, but they're forcing you into doing something to catch up. And having been forced to try and catch up, he's maybe just that little bit straighter on in the position that Mackenzie wants. He's slightly more open because he's got to get his arms free to do something with Mackenzie, and Mackenzie's underneath and over for the first time.
Nice Taitoshi. We've seen it a few times now, and Lesiuk doesn't have an answer to it. That was a small chance for Lesiuk to just turn him around, but Mackenzie's a bit too strong.
And he's going to use up the last few seconds on the clock.
Yes, maybe go for an arm lock now. Just
stay
manage
there,
to let the time go. 1 second. So good win from Mackenzie.
That's when the things that you do well work well for you. Everything worked out there for Ashley. You know, there's a time when he comes up against a slightly different opponent who offers him a different look or different hurdles to overcome, and he can't quite manage it. Here, however, everything worked well for him, and he ends up with a bronze medal. He strained his left foot, I think, as well, because he's leaving the mat a little bit gingerly. Just feel as though he's picked up a foot injury.
Yeah, because he jumped in like 20 times with the Taitoshi. And you saw Lesiuk, like after a while you get tired, not only like physical tired, but also mentally. Like you never get the feeling that you're in the fight, you know, because now also he thinks, yes, I want to have a good, and then he's underneath again. And if that happens every time, you get tired of it.
Wore him down.
Yeah.
Needed that.
until now, a really good final block with a few really good scores.
We come now to the final of the under 60 kilo category. Yelda Smetov of Kazakhstan faces Kemran Nurilayev of Uzbekistan. It'll be Smetov in the white judogi, Nurilayev in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Jefferson Vieira da Rocha Vieira of Brazil. Sorry about that. We butchered our referee's name there. He was attending the referee's training camp, if you like, for the last 2 days. All the referees on the mat for 2 days with Daniel Laskow, Kathleen Fleury and Madaloni. They're all here putting them through their paces. Nice to see.
Big difference also in the world ranking. Smetov, of course, all years and years one of the best players in this category. And Nurlayev is a new boy. Haven't seen him, I think, I'm looking at his stats, but I think his first Grand Prix was this year in Tel Aviv.
Wow.
So a real newbie. And now in the final.
I like those matchups where you've got someone who is really young and then, you know, the other's really experienced.
But this is, maybe you can change. We've seen this turn of Smetov a few times now today. He's really good in this Newaza. Both really taking the time to start with a grip. It's Smetov who has a good grip now. Some good attempts by Nurlayev. Both sleeves. It's difficult to score out of that situation, but Nurlayev managed to make a few good attempts out of it. Yes, well, a Shido for Nurlayev, because this Sumigashi attempt wasn't that good, just fell flat on his back with no momentum in it or something. And this has to be Wazari for Smetov. Really nice Gochigari.
Looks sharp today, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Smetov.
well, whole day. Look at this.
Just catches the right foot there. It's almost as though the tummy was slippery. Just a little touch and went across it.
And almost impossible for Nurlayev to get onto his front, because Smetov had both of his sleeves, so he could really control him until he fell.
Minute and a half left to go. Smetov just having that air of comfort about him. Moves nicely, looks in control.
Yeah, we'll go for his for the turn again.
Yeah.
Into the Sankagu.
Just needs to sit up a little bit.
No, it's already.
Yeah.
It's already there.
See, once he sits up, he can fall back onto his side and it will remain osakome. They just like to see you with a little bit of a sit-up first, and then you can go on your side. Well, they were unfurling the Uzbek flag in the background. Hadn't quite got out to its full extent before Smetov finished off their man, Nurilayev.
But if I saw the whole day, Smetov just came to pick up a gold medal. It was the whole day, he was absolutely the best. And also in the final, I think for Nurilayev, he also shows him, okay, he's the master, you know. I think he's really happy. He just started fighting in the IGF tour, and now a silver medal is a really good effort. But Smetov, was just today was the best.
When you look at the people that fell to Smetov, there were plenty who had, aspirations of doing better than they did today. Valizada in the first round, Alipeyev went over, Kitadai went over, Mackenzie got, bit of a working over from him, and then in the final, Nurilayev. So no shame at all.
No. Here the both sleeves. So first the Seonage. So Nurilayev has the feeling like that he wants to do the drop Seonage again. Here's the Seonage, and he gives him the feeling that he does it again, but then turns it with the Kouchigari and tops it off with some really good newaza, what we already saw today. So he's a complete judoka. Standing situations, but also on the ground.
Finished him off with the Sangaku Gatami, and then hand raise at the end. Bit of a salute for the fans in the crowd. Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 48 kilo category. And the first of the bronze medals goes to Kang Yu-chong of the Republic of Korea. There's a bronze medal also for Milica Nikolic of Serbia. Silver medal goes to Odgonsetse Galbadrak of Kazakhstan. Well, the gold medal goes to Distria Krasniki of Kosovo. A little bit like Smetov, only came here for one thing.
Yeah.
Krasniki was the number 1 seed. She ended up with a gold medal. Galbadrak was the number 2 seed. She ended up with silver. The 3 and 4, the number 3 and 4 seeds were Kang Yu-chong and Milica Nikolic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't always happen that way.
No.
did today. If you weren't seeded in the top 4, you weren't getting on that podium. Yeah. The seeding worked out perfectly.
Yeah, well, but
and now the national anthem of Kosovo.
Thank you very much. Now, stand at attention with VIP stand judoka. Teşekkürler. Şimdi VIP konuklarımız ve judokalarla aile fotoğrafı.
Kung and Nikolic were the bronze medal winners. Karl Badrak took the silver, and it was Krasnicki who walked away with the gold medal. It's nice when they're all smiling. Not always the case.
Just give one smile for the camera. Sometimes you see them smiling, but you see that, well, from the inside they're not smiling.
Right, we come now to the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 52 kilo category. Gultaj Mamadalieva of Azerbaijan faces Sarah Menezes of Brazil. It will be Mamadalieva in the white judogi, Menezes in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Ramzidin Saidov of Uzbekistan.
Mr. Ramzidin Saidov. Please welcome judoka in blue judogi, representing Brazil, 2012 London Olympic Games champion, Sarah.
Gold medal winner in the under 48 kilo category at the London Olympics way back now in 2012. Seems like such a long time ago.
Yes, well, she's now 29, so yes, she was 22 and still fighting at the highest level.
Mamadalieva just catching.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, if you see the tail of the tape, you will think that this will be an easy win for the Brazilian, because Mamadalieva never won a medal at a Grand Prix. Not really high ranked, but leading with the Wasari.
After a nice little effort there on the right side as well, bringing Menezes down onto the right side. Looks to go over on that right side again. Problem for Mamadalieva is, I think, one that Dennis van der Geest pointed out earlier on. When you score within the first 15-20 seconds, it's a hell of a long time
yeah.
to take it home after that.
Just beg the referee, please give an ippon, and so it's finished. And if it's not, you know you're going to have a hard time.
Just a question of how Mamadalieva deals with the clock, grips, the movement, not giving up, unnecessary penalties. So many things for her to think about, as well as not getting thrown. It really is a difficult job to hang on to a lead for that length of time.
Yeah, but look the way they're gripping both sleeves. So for Mamadalieva, one of the things she really has to be scared of is maybe a foot sweep of Menezes. But if she can manage to keep those hands really low, well, there's not much chance for Menezes to jump under it.
Well, the result of that last exchange was that both fighters picked up penalties.
Yep.
For passivity. We've got 2 minutes left to go. Half the contest still to come. That's such a long time. Much better position for Mamadalieva to be in here. Menezes is bent over.
Yeah, but she's waiting for something.
Yeah.
You can see it. And there it is, the Wasari.
off on the other side as well. So that's tied things up.
She was just waiting until she found like a small moment, and here it was, really deep into it, yeah, and still managed to make Wazari out of it.
Yeah, there's that point at which you think this is going to fail here. It's not happening, and then she comes up with a second push to bring Mammadalieva onto the scoring part of the body, and Wazari on the board. A minute 20 odd left to go.
I think it will be difficult for Mammadalieva because she scored in the first seconds. That could also be like some sort of surprise. She surprised Meneses with an attack, but now she knows that she's good with this. Here it is again, pushes her on her back, maybe close to Wazari, but of course the first moment was on the bum.
Yeah, I think the difficulty for Mammadalieva as well is that she hasn't looked like throwing Menezes since that first action.
No, now Meneses knows what she does. Controls the arm. But here it is almost. Yeah, that was close. Well, one thing Meneses knows how to just, let the time go on, let the time pass. Maybe she will get another Shido now. No, because they thought it was just good enough. "19 seconds to go. One more chance for Mammadalieva to make one more big attack. That was this one. It wasn't good enough.
Not sure what it is that Menezes is complaining about with the foot.
Yeah.
She's saying almost as though Mammadalieva has stood on a foot. I haven't seen anything that was, untoward.
We're going into golden score.
Wazari apiece, 2 penalties apiece, so we're really nicely poised. Score for either fighter would end it, and a penalty against either fighter would end it.
Everything that is possible besides Ippon is on the board. This is a chance.
Yes.
Yeah, this was the chance.
Yep.
And she makes the Wazari.
Incredible.
Or the Ippon. It doesn't matter. Of course, in golden score, but
Mammadalieva, I'll tell you, that is quite a win.
yes, this is a good win.
And also the way that she won. Right now that scoreboard is saying to her, hey, you need to get this done. And then she does.
But I did not understand what Meneses was doing, because she was sitting on her knees, just waiting for something. And she knew that it's every time. It's no newaza. You know that when you're sitting on your knees and your opponent is in front of you, there's only one thing that she can do, and that's this sumigeshi attack. So if you know it, just spread out, put your legs to as far as possible. But she just look. What is he doing there?
Yeah, the only available option for Mammadalieva is the Sumigashi.
And the only available option for Meneses was just trying to get flat on her. But of course, with two Shidos, maybe.
Oh yeah, she didn't want to take a dive.
No.
Yeah, if you got one Shido and you get in trouble, you take a dive.
Just take the escape. Good win.
Yeah, excellent work. We come to the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 52 kilo category. Yulia Kazarina of Russia faces Larissa Pimenta of Brazil. It's Kazarina in the white judogi, Pimenta in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Orlando Cruz of the Dominican Republic. Well, Cecilias Campos has to come out for a second time now, the Brazilian coach.
Yes.
Having just seen one off the mat, got another one coming on. Let's see how she copes with try number 2 now.
Yeah.
For a bronze medal.
Well, and for Pimenta, this could be a big jump also into the ranking, because you have 4 Brazilians in the top 40 with and Meneses is number 5. She's number 77. So it's Miranda, it's Pereira, Valentin, Pimenta. It's like a really big group of women.
They'll all be glad that Miranda has retired. That'll make them happy.
Yeah, because she's still like
she's the top. Yeah. She retired at the top. So that was going to be her last World Championships and bowed out accordingly. Went out on top. Left the field open for the rest of them.
If you see her, she's still like number 11 seeded. Didn't compete. The last time she competed was a bronze medal at the World Championships.
Yeah.
So it's open. So and then if you see your Brazilian opponent, I don't know if they're friends or not, but in the end it's the medals that count. You see her lose for the bronze medal. It gives you maybe a little bit more of pressure, but also more energy to win this bronze medal.
Yes, you could be enthused at the fact that your colleague hasn't picked up a medal, and now if you do, you get a chance to leapfrog them, or at least close the gap anyway.
Yeah, and there will be, of course, supporters who say, no, but it's your country, and we all understand that, of course. But if you're training every day, 1 to 2 a time, and you really want to be at the highest level, and everything helps.
Dennis Rodriguez is quite right. There's one time, and I'm going to say this, I haven't spoken to him about it before, see if he agrees. There's one time when your country matters. That's when you're fighting in the team event.
Yeah.
After that, I'm sorry. And if you've got teammates or whatever and they're on the mat and you want to go and support them, that's all well and good. But if you're fighting in a weight category and the person behind you is closing the gap, I'm not there screaming and shouting for the win.
Yeah, and many times when people ask it to you, or there's a journalist or something, you give like the answer that they want to hear. But it's an individual sport. You have to be a bit egocentric. Otherwise, you won't win medals.
Kazarina picked up a second penalty there. Minute 20 odd left to go. Yeah, I can't see one of the teams in the Champions League that happen to be either, Oh, well, it was a nice effort from England or Germany or Italy, saying they want another team from that country to win, and then they got knocked out of the playoffs or something. No, sorry.
No.
Minute 10 left to go. 2 penalties picked up by Casarino, 1 by Pimenta. It's been a reasonable little contest. They've both been making a good effort. No one come up with a score as yet, however. You see how desperate Pimenta was to get back onto the competition area. And when that happens, they never get given a Shido. They've gone out and they race back in, then they just leave it because the contest is continuing. Nice counter. I wonder if there was enough there, and there was. Score on the board for Pimenta with 30-odd seconds left to go. Osakomi has also been called. Problems here for Casarino, I'm afraid. Too strong with that Katagatami.
Oh. Bronze medal for Pimenta for Brazil, and you can see she's really happy with it.
Disappointment for Ilya Casarino. Battled really hard today, the young Russian. Managed to get within touching distance of a medal. But it's Larissa Pimenta of Brazil who takes the second of the bronze medals in the under 52 kilo category. So Rosie, the coach, does get one after all.
This is her second medal in a Grand Prix.
Well executed. It was the Russian girl who knew she had to do a little bit more. Tried to make a makikomi, but absolutely no contact with the upper body. Thought it was enough just to be a little bit like on her knees, like okay, this will be Newaza. Counter-attacked. And also straight in the hold down. Just the left arm already completely over the middle. Here you see look at the left hand of the Brazilian girl. So not only for the attack, but also to make the hold down afterwards. And a real happy coach.
Yeah, it's not the first time that Rosie is going to appear on the highlights reel as the coach.
Yeah.
Always good mileage.
Fashion.
With yeah.
Yes, I like it.
We come now to the final of the under 52 kilo category. Munkbat Oransetseg of Mongolia faces Andrea Kitsu of Romania. It's Munkbat in the white judogi, Kitsu in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Vyacheslav Peretyeko of Uzbekistan. Munkbat, on her way to the final, had to dispose of the number 1 seed, Pubreka, in round 2.
Yeah.
So that got things going, and then she defeated Gultaj Mamadalieva in the quarter-final before overcoming Larissa Pimenta of Brazil, who've just seen take the bronze medal. Bear in mind that Munkbat normally competes at 48 kilos.
Yeah, won a bronze medal last week in Tbilisi, 48. Had some good Georgian dish maybe, and was thinking, well, I don't want to make the 48 kilo every week, so I fight 52 and also in the final.
Gonna have to be tight in defence here, Andrea Kitsu. She is. The referee calls Mate. They're back up on their feet, and we've got a little over 3 minutes left to go.
Oh! I just wanted to say that Chitu looks really dangerous with that Ouchigari, and looked like a dangerous situation. They were really close to each other, like grabbing on the back after, and you are thinking like, yeah, Munkbat from Mongolia is really good in this situation, but Chitu just
Yeah, I did actually.
skyrocketed some hip throw out of nothing.
I was just thinking this is a good situation for Munkbat, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden Kitsu had her flying through the air. She's
Oh,
gone again. Oh, there's no need for that at the end.
No.
Kitsu showing a little bit of
Yep.
completely
I thought-
embarrassed.
yeah,
Completely embarrassed by it. She's put her head in her hands as if to say, "Oh, I don't believe I did that." Gone over to Munkbat,
Yeah.
who's standing there,
Yeah.
looking at the big screen, and hugged and said, "Sorry, sorry." Sport director, Mr. Armen Bagdasarov. The first of the bronze medals goes to Ashley Mackenzie of Great Britain. The bronze medal 2 for Mirash Akush of Turkey. Silver medal goes to Kemran Nurilayev of Uzbekistan. The gold medal goes to Yeldos Smetov of Kazakhstan.
Prize money in the flows will be presented by Antalya Sport Director. Bayıldığı verecekler Antalya Spor İl Müdürü Sayın Burhanettin Başoğlu tarafından takdim ediliyor.
Really set him up with that first Seonagi, because it was a genuine effort to throw him, which Nurilayev had to defend. So when he comes in the second time, there's the automatic, reaction is to defend that too.
Yeah.
You just go back on your heels, and then he comes in with that little koji, just a little tap.
Yeah, and then just say
Oh, yeah.
really soft in your ear, got you there. Yeah, but Smetov was the best.
Clever.
All day.
Smart fighter all day. And now the national anthem of Kazakhstan.
Armen Bagdasarov, just as big as the competitors who are standing on the podium.
Mackenzie and Akush with the bronze medalist. Nurilayev took the silver. Smetov was the gold medal winner. Okay, we've got the bronze medal matches, first of all, in the under 66 kilo category coming up next, the first of which features Alberto Gaitero Martin of Spain. He's up against Ganbold Kurlan of Mongolia. It's Gaitero in the white judogi, Ganbold in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Frank Dirch of Germany. First ever head-to-head, first ever meeting on the IJF Judo World Tour between Gaitero Martin and Ganbold. They may very well have had a meeting or gone up against one another at a training camp or whatever. Here's a first. Ioni Ekesawain is the Spanish fighter in the middle of that Spanish support group. Competed in the under 57 kilo category earlier on today. Useful fighter. Spanish fighter. She's up in the crowd today. Lost out, unfortunately, in her second round contest against Su Lin Swen of Chinese Taipei. Anyway, that was earlier on today. Gaitero Martin is now the focus of the Spanish team. Well, he just wandered off there, Ganbold. What was that about? No need to do that. Could have gone left or right. and he went backwards. Well, maybe he feels that he's rich enough to gift a Shido to the Spaniard.
Yeah, way too easy.
Nice. The sleeves trapped.
Cute attempt by Gaitero. Gaitero is doing it quite okay because Ganbold is so strong with this grip, with his left hand on the sleeve. It's definitely something Gaitero doesn't want, but he has to work his way around it.
Still just that single Shido against Ganbold. No disaster. A little bit odd that he picked it up, but anyway, he's still in it.
Here it is again. You see Ganbold very strong with his left hand. It's really difficult for Gaitero because he wants to have that hand on the lapel. But here he also gets a Shido for it, Ganbold. Yeah, because he is only trying to get that sleeve, so Gaitero cannot make like one good attempt out of it.
Ganbold's got two Shidos, sorry Dennis, on the board that he shouldn't have.
No.
Really.
That.
And now he has to change his method of operation because he got two penalties on the board, minute and a half to go, can't afford another.
And he just drops on his knees for...
He's not 100%.
No, there is something.
Yeah.
Or maybe he fakes this because but he already knew like, okay, this is it.
Well, even if he faked it, it didn't work out for him.
No.
But for sure, he wasn't 100%.
No.
And when someone's not in the best condition, it manifests itself in different ways. Stepping off the area, maybe he didn't have the power to turn in the way that he wanted to, and he just backed off. And then, you know, there were a couple of little things there, and we're just saying, this is something not right here. You know, it's just...
No.
He's given up 2 penalties that he should not have given up, and then he ends up having to give a third. And it's only at that point that we really see that he's now carrying an injury with the...
Yeah, but before those 2 shidos, because don't let get the... How do you say it? It's the shine of the medal of Gaitero, because
Absolutely.
he wins the bronze medal.
Yeah.
And we're discussing, of course, that we expected to see a better opponent, but he did not. There were 2 shidos, and then he just dropped on his knees for a 3rd shido. So absolutely good bronze medal for Gaitero.
Oh, not only that, he probably thought, because we didn't see him a great deal during the day, but you're not going to get to the bronze medal match by luck.
No.
So credit to Gaitero Martin and the bronze medal to him, as Dennis says. Right, we come to the second of the bronze medal contests then. Abdullah Abduljalilov of Russia faces Bagrati Niniashvili of Georgia. It's Abduljalilov in the white judogi, Niniashvili in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Turbat Entsetseg of Mongolia. Just wondering whether Niniashvili had won this last year. Was he the gold medal winner last year? Does he have a Grand Prix gold medal?
Let's check.
Yes.
Yes, 1 Grand Prix in Antalya last year.
Yeah. Stadium announcer was talking about it, but it's not always 100% clear when you've got the headphones on to hear what the stadium announcer's saying. But whoop. Abduljalilov has been consistent in attacking throughout the day. Every time we've seen him, he's got one speed and it's full on.
Yes, and Niniashvili has like a little Russian party going on today with this semi-final against Polyaev. It lasted a long time and it was a real hard fight. And now he's fighting another Russian.
He's not going to want to go down twice. Well, he won't want to go once to a Russian, but twice. He will be having a bad day. And Abduljalilov, I'm not sure which is the more difficult for him, Niniashvili, to face Polyaev, who is slightly, I'm not going to say predictable, but you know a little bit more about Polyaev, whereas Abduljalilov, quite explosive at times.
Well, the tempo of this match is a bit better for Niniashvili. Polyaev had a higher tempo, and you could see that in the end Niniashvili was really struggling with that. Maybe now he has a strangle. We cannot see this from this position, but the referee is looking at it, but calls Mate. This is all in the advantage of Niniashvili. Just a slow tempo in the fight.
Yeah, Niniashvili is the one who wants to be the aggressor first on the grips, dominate the grips, do the attacking. Last thing he wants is to have to be battling with Abdul Jalilov, not only to be second to the grips, but having to defend about the Russian attacking him first. You know, that's him on the back foot. He doesn't want that at all. And I don't think actually that Abdul Jalilov is comfortable with being the counter puncher, with someone coming on to him. I think he likes the idea of being first. So just needs to step it up a little bit. He's the one with the strapping around the ribs.
Oh, nice change of position from left to right. But Niniashvili was still completely in his balance.
Yeah. Fought that off quite strongly, didn't he? And Niniashvili picks up a penalty and looks at the referee as if to say, what?
Yeah,
Me?
well, yeah, and it's changed.
Indeed.
This is strange, because Niniashvili doesn't know that it's now gone, the Shido.
Yes, and we've had cases where it's been the other way round, where a fighter has seen his opponent given a Shido, a second.
Yeah, changes his
tactics
or his plan.
And then when the referee calls Mate the next time round and gives the fighter a Shido, having cancelled it without the opponent seeing, this one says, right, well, I'll tidy my belt up because we're finished here, not realising that the second Shido was cancelled. That's a tricky one. Happened a couple of weeks ago. Not a happy guy, Abdul Jalilov, at the moment. Things not working out for him. Just taking a second or so to get to his feet to think about what to do next. And he picks up the penalty for a false attack.
He doesn't make the fight hard enough. You know, so he gives Niniashvili too much time to have a little rest. Now also, maybe he needs the rest himself also, but Niniashvili never gets into the trouble where you saw when he was fighting Pulyaev, that after a few minutes he was exhausted, you know, he didn't have energy anymore, and now he's still full of energy. He's capable of still having this really strong grip. Oh, and that's a big ippon. But it was Mate?
Well, I'm not sure what it was. I thought that there was going to be a score. I thought it would be Wazari because maybe he turned off there.
Look at this. Look.
He gets a hand down and then he goes over on the side.
No, it was Mate
Mate beforehand, yeah.
I don't know exactly why.
Well, yeah. Oh. Now it's Niniashvili's turn to almost go
So
over.
how do you think it feels for your neck? So that head dive. Oh, you saw him already also pushing his neck a little bit around like, okay, it's still there. When Abdul Jalilov will get a third Shido, it's his own fault that he didn't make the fight hard enough, because it's still the tempo that Niniashvili wants. Yeah, well, I think it's done now. Yeah, how many times can he do this? Oh, well, he gets another chance.
He's asking for the wrong thing here, Niniashvili.
Yes. He doesn't have to do this.
Yeah.
You know?
If you attack your opponent, you move them, and they have to defend, it's a legitimate attack. So,
yeah, of course, but you already fell like 2 or 3 times on his knees. But Niniashvili asking for it, it's like the same in a soccer match. When you're asking for a yellow or a red card,
yes, bad news.
Stop that. Don't do this. Let the referee make the decision, but don't ask for it like this. He will get it anyway.
He hasn't got the strength to tidy himself up any longer.
So here it is.
And he's been penalised for the right thing. Abdul Jalilov has been penalised for the right thing. He hasn't been attacking. Niniashvili is asking for him to be penalised for dropping or a false attack. You know, if you come in to attack me, I'm gonna do something to defend myself, and I may end up on my front. 2 or 3 of these means I'm passive. I'm not attacking you. That's what she's given the penalty for. You know?
Yeah, but the way he's asking for it, I don't really like it.
Yeah, it's unattractive and as you said, unnecessary. In any case, he takes the bronze medal, does Niniashvili. Did a good job to overcome a difficult opponent in Abdul Jalilov, because he looked dangerous all day, and yet in this bronze medal contest, Niniashvili looked as though he just closed him down.
Yep. So this is the final I'm waiting for.
Indeed, we come to the final of the under 66 kilo category. Mikhail Pulyaev of Russia faces Denis Fieru of Moldova. It's Pulyaev in the white judogi, Fieru in blue, the referee in the middle. But this one is Ioana Babiuk of Romania.
Best for a man under 66 kilogram, and we've seen 2 players who were really good today. I think Denis Fieru showed us some excellent techniques. Pulyaev was a bit more struggling the whole day. Pulyaev definitely thought about something with his coach about how to, what's the tactical plan against Fieru. Of course, in the beginning, when the gripping is not there, they're still fighting for the kumikata. Denis Fieru is very dangerous with the taitoshi, but Pulyaev knows this. So he starts every time with the right hand and not with his left, because then here, this is the moment that Fieru can make the taitoshi. But when Pulyaev has 2 hands, then it's more difficult. This is what Fieru wants. 1 hand on the sleeve. But the Russian looks really strong with his left hand.
Just get the feeling that Pulyaev is controlling things and taking things along to the point where he can test, you know, just probe at some weakness or some shortcoming in Vieru's setup. Maybe even, you know, frustrate Vieru a little bit.
Yep.
To the point where he says, okay, you know, I like to throw. I like these big throwing things. I'm going to open up a little bit.
Yeah, but Pulyaev doesn't give him the room to make his attacks. Like Pulyaev is, how can I say, like he's a bit of conservative or something for Russian, you know. Normally they're like really going for it, but he knows if he makes it too open that it's more possibility for Denis Vieru to throw in the Tai Toshi, to throw in the twist or the Barais. And Pulyaev really has a good plan. Don't do too much. Stand really strong. Strong left hand every time. And he gets a penalty for pushing. So it's both two Shidos. So now it has to open up a little bit. But it's still Pulyaev who has like the best grip with his left hand every time. This is what Vieru wants. Now it's more open. Now he gets the chances for foot sweeps. But that's something you cannot do for minutes because it costs so much energy. Here every time it's Pulyaev who has the left hand on the lapel and just has his grip that way. So we're going into golden score. Denis Vieru really tries to break something open because he knows if he goes on like this, Pulyaev will win this contest.
Kind of upsetting the odds here, isn't he, Denis Vieru, if he were to come away with a gold medal here, because it will be a first.
Yes, won the Grand Slam in Paris, but no
Grand Prix.
No Grand Prix medal or gold medal. But I think it's Pulyaev who has the biggest chances at the moment because he's so strong in his grips, and every time he's the first one to have his left hand on the lapel of Denis Vieru, and Denis Vieru doesn't know what he has to do with it because he doesn't get the room to make his big attacks.
No one can afford an error now.
No, here it is again. It's again Pulyaev now controlling the fight. Here it is, the twist. And this costs so much energy for the Moldovan guy. And now it's again Pulyaev who has the right grip and can work things out. And here it is, good shoulder technique. Yeah, well, okay, it can happen.
Yes, lost contact with the hands there at the end.
If Pulyaev wins or not, this is the... If I would be a 66 kilo fighter and I had problems with Denis Vieru as an opponent, this would be the fight that I would be watching, because Pulyaev really has a real good tactical plan, because all the techniques, all the throwing techniques we saw from Vieru before, it's all been blocked. He did not have one chance of making a Stayatoshi. I think for him it's easier to make it to a right-handed player than to a left-handed player. And Pulyaev every time his left hand is really strong on the lapel. There it was, just trying to make, but like not with the same energy
or threat.
No,
yeah.
or threat as we've seen it before. Oh. Yeah. What can we say about this, Wazari?
Well, Vieru is the player attempting the throw here. He wants to get involved in some ashiwaza. His foot sticks, if you like, to Pulyaev, who basically says, well, okay, you're on one foot. It's easy for me to push you down onto your back. And that's what I'm going to do. I mean,
we're going to watch for it, but it's all about the frustration for Vieru that he doesn't get one moment where he can actually do something with this. Well, I'm glad that I'm not the referee, because this is a real tough decision. But it's every time Pulyaev who has his left hand there on the lapel, and Vieru doesn't know what to do with it. So they're changing it.
And that's why at the end of that there was this discussion, because we're both sitting here shaking our heads saying, no, but there is now.
This has to be Wazari.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shocked into action.
Of course he is happy with his gold medal. I think they're not going to change this one. But I think he's happy, but to be honest, it was Pulyaev who was dominating the whole fight. And then still it's possible to win, of course, but...
well, as you were saying, these things happen in judo. You know.
See what happens.
Right, so we can look at this case.
And it's gone also. Yeah. So we continue.
Well, we'll come to the explanation a little bit later, but the replay actually gives you a good idea of why they cancelled that. But we'll come to that. We continue 2 minutes odd into golden score. It really is Pulyaev who's had the life, actually.
Yep.
Because the little push down we didn't like.
And he does it again.
He goes again.
That's something like they just gave you Wazari with that technique, and then like 5 seconds later you just try it again.
Ilya's going to have to be careful. He bails very quickly from the techniques that he doesn't like.
And Vieru got a little bit of confidence again out of this situation, because it looked like he, not gave up, but he was like doing like an all or nothing situation, creating an all or nothing situation. And now he's completely back into the game again. Yes.
Oh, well,
again, yeah.
Another look. It can get like that sometimes, but there is a suspicion that Pulyaev may have used an arm to trap the leg here.
Yeah, but I think he did not fall on his side. Look what happens. Oh yeah, he grabs the leg.
So there will be a penalty for Polyaev.
He grabs the leg.
And that's because he's old style.
Yeah, yeah. That's something in your system.
Yeah, and you can't get away from it.
No. So in the end, it's Denis Vieru who wins his first gold medal at a Grand Prix.
Having won a Grand Slam already.
In a, interesting final.
Yeah. Well, it was. I mean, there are a few talking points in there. The point at which Vieru looks to take this throw over could be too late for scoring purposes, because Polyaev is almost through. He's almost through the Seonagi, the Ippon Seonagi, when Vieru decides, I'm going to try and score here. That's the action where he touched the leg, and it's in the pulling action that Polyaev isn't finished with his Seonagi. He's still trying to throw him. Okay, he gets thrown at the end, but we come to this thing about when does one technique start and when does the other end. And unfortunately for Vieru, they didn't give it that way. In the end, he came up with the win. Mohamed Marija is presenting the medals for the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category, 52 kilo category, and the first of the bronze medals goes to Larissa Pimenta of Brazil. There's a bronze medal too for Mamadalieva Gultaj of Azerbaijan. The silver medal goes to Munkbat Uransetic, but the gold medal goes to Andrea Kitsu of Romania, who almost looks surprised.
Well, made two absolutely good scores in the final. Bit of strange action in the end, but we saw the two girls hugging each other here just when they went back. Yeah. Just to be sure that it was Ippon.
It all ended amicably in the end. And now the national anthem of Romania. Pimenta and Mamadalieva were the bronze medalists. Munkbat just needs to find a silver medal. And it was Kitsu who took the gold. Right, we come to the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 57 kilo category. Jovana Rogic of Serbia faces Zhang Wen of China. It'll be Rogic in the white judogi, Zhang in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Roberta Chioglia of Italy. Zhang Wen had previously competed at 63 kilos, and it was a strange situation. I got to know her reasonably well over a certain period of time, and always felt, there's not a great deal here. There's just something missing at 63. You're just a little bit too nice, and you go over just that little bit too easy for some of the opponents. You change to 57, completely different fighter. Lost that little bit of, she lost a good deal of weight to come down to 57, and looks sharper, she looks keener, she looks more hungry for the fight, for the physical fight, than she did when she was up at 63.
And one thing's for sure, I know she definitely wants to win a medal, because she already has 4 fifth places at a Grand Prix, no medal.
Oh dear.
So if she loses this one, this will be a bronze medal complex.
She may have that already.
Yeah, but the 5th place is the worst place ever.
Just lost contact at the top there. She hooked in nice for a moment. It looked as though she was going to drive off that back leg for the Osotogari, but it didn't happen. And picked up penalty for that drop there. If she can keep hold with both hands and get closer with that hop, there's a chance for her bringing off either that Ojigari or the Osotogari that we saw before.
Yeah, but you can see the plan of Rogic. They're both right-handed fighters, but Rogic starts the fight as a complete left stand, put the right leg very far away, just to prevent Zhang from getting the best grip. Look at the way she starts. So stands completely left. And then tries to get the lapel, and then will go over with the right hand. This is the plan. So every time here she tries it, but Zhang already knows it now, of course. Yeah. But here it is. Now she has a right dominant grip,
and then she can shape differently.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here she starts again. And it works out, because Zhang now gets her second penalty. So from the left, doing a lot of movement in it, and then we'll change to the right. Now Zhang is trying to fight herself into it, because she knows she's in danger now. Oh, and there it is.
Well, she threatened with that on 3 or 4 occasions. It was always a little bit too far away. And even then, she had to make that second step. Dennis.
It was too far away every time because Rogic was really doing her plan with keeping this right leg every time to the back. But yeah, you can do it 1 minute, 2 minutes, but there always will be one moment that you forget it or you just stand in a different way, and that was exactly the moment Zhang needed. So
Zhang won a medal.
No bronze medal complex, because this is her third or her first bronze medal. Yeah. Relief, but you see relief, eh?
Yeah. Well, it's taken a while. Remember her turning up at Baku in Azerbaijan first of all, the first time that the Chinese sent her out. And I just thought she was that little bit undersized for the 63 kilo category. Dennis, talk us through that.
Yeah, I think the best part was the Ouchigari attack she made just before she made, because this was the attack that the Ouchigari attack.
Because the leg stays there.
Yeah, because the Ouchigari attack made Rogic her right or her left foot. She had to bring it back, and that made her that made it possible for Zhang to make the Osotogari.
And because she's a natural right-hander, when she withdrew, because she was standing left, so when she withdrew the left leg, she still felt comfortable right. Because she's standing right. She's a natural right-hander. Yeah. It's exactly what Zhang was looking for. Well set up. We come to the second of the bronze medal contests. Maritza Perisic of Serbia faces Maria Skora of Ukraine. It's Perisic in the white judogi, Skora in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Everardo Garcia of Mexico. Oh, well spotted, that last one. Just took the left leg back and left that side open. Two more contests, a couple of awarding ceremonies, and don't forget the highlights package that we've got to bring to you. All of that still in this final block.
Most of the fights I have like a favorite, not a favorite, but I think like, oh, this one is a bit better. Absolutely no idea
in this one. No. Yeah. Well, as you were saying earlier, we couldn't get to watch all the preliminaries. The preliminaries are carried out over 3 mats, so it's not every time that you get to see a weight category or a particular half of a weight category. You didn't get a really good look at either Perisic or Skora earlier on today. Anyway, here they are in this bronze medal contest.
Also both fighting for their first medal at a Grand Prix.
It's another one of those cases where your teammate has fought first. We saw that with Pimenta and Menezes. When Menezes went first and she missed out, Pimenta came and she took the medal. Well, Rogic missed out in the previous contest. I wonder if Perisic is going to step up. It's a big ask though, because Maria Skora is quite an experienced competitor.
Yeah, and looks a bit more dominant in the beginning of this fight. A bit stronger in the kumikata and in the gripping.
Perisic took a bit of a bump to the lip there, so we'll just go and dab that, tidy that up, and when that's been tidied up, we'll be back on. Quite often the case that when there is a break, you wonder which of the fighters is going to... Oh, that was a quick break. Yeah, which of the fighters it's going to benefit more.
So, come back on the mat here, Shido.
You thought I forgot,
yeah.
Didn't you?
Yeah. No, he didn't forget.
No. Uchigawa, and then the hip technique.
Wazari, I think.
Yeah, just on the side. Just managed to squeeze that out. Did Maria Skora.
And it's a result of what we've seen the first 2 minutes, because Skora is really strong in her gripping and just trying to fight herself closer and closer to the body of Perisic to make this hip throw.
A little over a minute and a half left to go.
Well, Perisic knows the job now. Just to work hard for it. You're watching for replay. I don't know exactly what happened. Kouchi, I see. Oh, okay. Maybe, yeah, with the arm.
Yeah.
It wasn't on purpose. It
No.
was more a bit clumsy, you know. But she gets Hansu Kumake for it. So Skora wins.
Yeah, Dennis Vandergeest makes a good point about the Hansokumake for the Wakigatami. Wakigatami being the throwing action that you undertake when in control of the arm in a dangerous position. It comes across your body, and for that reason we give, or that Hansokumake has been given. It hasn't got anything to do with intent. It's not about the intent, it's about the action itself.
Yeah, she just played it, how do you say it? It was too rough. You know, because she was still in an action, but she already lost control of her opponent, and then still she attacked on like only a wrist.
A bit careless.
Yeah, look, yeah. She already knew that it was impossible to throw her,
from
so
there, yeah. Actually, it was very careless in the end.
Yeah.
From an experienced fighter here, in control of the arm.
Yeah.
What on earth are you doing?
And it's a pity that the competition ends like this, but I think it's a good rule, because it's really dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can break your arm.
Yeah.
And
we come now to the final of the under 57 kilo category. Ilya Kovalchuk of Poland faces Kaiser of Slovenia. It'll be Kovalchuk in the white judogi, Kaiser in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Lubomir Peter of Australia. That was the route to the final. Well, we have seen these fighters today. Ilya Kovalchuk a little bit more than Chaya Kaiser, and from what we've seen of Kovalchuk, certainly in my opinion, she looks to be in the driving seat for this particular contest.
yeah, it was Kaiser who came into the final every contest in golden score. So she thought, if I go to Antalya, let's make something out of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to go. Yeah.
No, I want to be as many minutes on the mat as possible.
Get some experience. Yeah. Maja Kovalchuk wasn't far behind. She only had one contest that didn't go into a golden score.
Yeah, but I'm looking at Kaiser first round, like almost 5 minutes in golden score, second 3 minutes golden score, 1:30 golden score, and then in the semi-final against Zhang, who we saw win a bronze medal early on, also 4 minutes of golden score.
Yeah,
so she really made her minutes today.
Kovalchuk's golden score contest added up to just over a minute in the semi-final. 3 minutes and 47 seconds against Rafaela Silva. You can quite understand that, and she went to the full distance with her opening contest with Meltem Dindar of Turkey. So they both had plenty of time on the mat. Been well worth the airfare, sure.
Well, if they win a gold or a silver medal, they will have some stiff muscles tomorrow, but I always, after a competition, when I won a gold medal, then for some reason those stiff muscles, you didn't really feel them. And if you lost the final, then you felt like you were run over by a train.
Tomasz Kowalski in the chair for Ilya Kovalchuk. And Rok Drakcic in the chair for Kaiser. We've had the benefit of the company from time to time of Tomasz Kowalski up in the commentary box once in a while. Former Polish fighter under 66 kilos.
They're both fighting really careful, not making big attempts. You feel this is, at least she tried it.
Yeah, the timing was a little bit off for Kovalchuk. It came at exactly the time that Kaiser was about to launch her attack. But
they're both fighting not in a winning style, but I don't want to lose style, so that's why you're still a bit careful with your big throws. And of course for Kaiser this is the warm-up, because she starts when it's golden score. That's what we've seen before. So she just has to wait 50 more seconds. Kovalchuk from a right-handed grip making or a left-handed grip making a right Ouchigari. You don't see that so often. So here it is, the golden score, to decide who's going to win the gold medal for women under 57 kilograms. 4 minutes of fighting, no penalties.
Just reminded by looking at the coach sitting in the chair that in 2007, way back in 2007, he won the Kano Cup, when you remember that.
Mosky.
Can you imagine? So she's got experience.
I can imagine, because then at that moment I was still fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
They fight each other like they know each other really, really well.
Well, you said it, Dennis, right at the beginning of the final. Kaiser was just waiting for the golden score period before she got going. Well, here we are. Neither fighter has picked up a penalty. Here we are. You know, a minute or so into golden score.
No, and I think that's okay, because if the referee would have given a few penalties, that would also be not so strange, you know, because sometimes they really stand for 20 or 25 seconds, not much is happening. But because they're both, you know, you feel that they're looking for something, then maybe it's better just to go on, continue. Don't give those penalties. Just let them go on. And well, if he has to start giving penalties now, then we will sit here at 9 o'clock. So let's hope that we see
a winning technique.
A winning technique. Well, she has the arm. Do something with the arm.
Yeah, she persisted with the left arm under the chin, attempting the shimiwaza, while she had the right arm.
Yeah.
Would have left the attempted shimiwaza
and
just gone to go.
Tried to turn her over.
For the arm, yeah. Two minutes of golden score. Warm up for Kaiser. Both fighters have spent a lot of time on the mat today.
Also, they look alike, you know. They're also the way they're fighting. That also makes it difficult, I think, for them to make a score.
Quick to react there. Felt the movement from Kaiser, stretched her out, and no chance of getting caught. Shigari from Kovalchuk pushing Kaiser back, and now a chance for Kaiser to work on the ground, but blocked.
Yeah, but every attempt from both players, it's not hard enough to make a score. So it's all with a, with a handbrake on, or like, yeah, well, I'm trying it, but if it doesn't succeed, then I'm still
safe.
Yeah,
I'm not going to risk anything too much here. The first penalty then. Okay, well, that doesn't do a great deal.
Yeah, well, and in the end, you know, if you both have two penalties, then it will be more intense, you know. You know that if you make one more mistake, So maybe it opens up the fight a little bit, because
that was close.
Uchigari attempt.
Yeah. And the hand went round the back. I thought Kovalchuk might for a second come up with the Kosodogaki as well. It didn't happen. 3:46.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say that it's boring, you know, but boggy, you know, like just continues like.
Yeah, it's like waiting for that goal in football when it's a 0-0 and you're already into the. You don't want it to go to penalties. As soon as you see someone come up with a winning goal, in this case a winning score.
At this moment, maybe this is the right moment to just give them both another penalty. Then they have 2 penalties, and then it will open up the contest. And that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yep.
As if I was in a direct line.
Kovalchuk comes up with the shoulder technique.
Yeah, because when you look at the rules of judo, technically, if you just look at the rules, maybe there's no Shido involved, because they both make attacks. They're quite okay, you know, but it's not like with the intention to make this score. They're both fighting for, I don't want to lose. Like I want to win this gold medal. No, I don't want to lose this final.
So the penalties, actually, when on this occasion, if we were just to use a slightly different terms to say, you haven't come up with a score.
No.
You're being penalised for not scoring, which is I'm okay with.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you've had 5 minutes of golden score. The idea is to come up with a score.
Yeah, you know, I think we had it once that both fighters were getting a third Shido and both Hanso Komake.
Yeah.
But they were really doing nothing.
This
but
is slightly different.
Just do something, but
not enough.
No, but you know, you cannot say that they're not trying something. You know, it's not that they're just standing still. They're both standing still. No, but it's like, okay, now I did a shoulder throw. Now it's your turn. Okay, now I will do Uchimata or Oshigari, and it continues. Here's the Uchigari again. This is chance. No.
The bigger attacks in this last period of golden score since the second Shido have come from Kovalchuk.
Yes.
And that's it.
And
yeah,
and I'm sorry for Kaiser.
Yeah,
but
same here.
Yeah. If you decide to fight your final like this, then you know this can happen.
That's the risk. And what we're really saying here is that we needed to find a winner, and from the efforts offered up by both fighters, Kovalchuk's effort was slightly better than Kaiser's. That's all.
Yes, like the Oichigaru we saw before. It was
and
like
Seonagi's. Yeah.
So, well, it's a bit of a shame, because this is not the final you were hoping for as the last fight of the day. But don't forget, we saw a few big ippons in this final contest, or in this final block, with a few nice taitoshis in the beginning. So I'm happy, but of course, you know, like the best thing is when the last fight is a big ippon or something.
Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 66 kilo category. And the medals are being presented by the International Judo Federation refereeing supervisor, Mr. Florin Daniel Laskau. The first of the bronze medals goes to Bagrat Niniashvili of Georgia. There's a bronze medal also for Alberto Gaitero Martin of Spain. Silver medal goes to Mikhail Pulyaev of Russia. And the gold medal goes to Denis Viru of Moldova. Prize money and the checks are being presented by the former president of the Turkish Judo Federation, Mr. Fatih Uysal. Let's have a look at the highlights.
Yeah, that was a shame because it was a hard fight, and Pulyaev, yeah, just it is so deep in his system.
Instinctive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Difficult to get that out.
It's difficult to get that out.
Yeah.
If you're a younger player now,
you didn't do it.
No, you did. You never did it, but he did it many years in his life.
Well, now the national anthem of Moldova.
Thank you very much. Family picture with VIP and Judo.
Niniashvili and Gaitero Martin were the bronze medal winners. Pulyaev took the silver, and it was Vieru who walked away with the gold medal. We're going to have a highlights package for you now, and then we'll be back with the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category.
Dear friends, before we start the last awarding ceremony, you can see the highlights of today's final block on the screen. Hanımefendiler, son madalyalarımızdan önce bugünün final safhalarındaki görüntüleri derleyen videoyu ekrandan görebilirsiniz. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow the contest will start at 10:30.
Ah, this was a nice one. Eh?
Sabah 10.30'da başlayacak.
Dear friends, the last awarding ceremony for today is for women under 57 kg.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category, and the medals are being presented by the International Judo Federation Head Sport Director, Mr. Vladimir Barta. First of the bronze medals goes to Maria Skora of Ukraine. There's a bronze medal also for Zhang Wen of China. Silver medal goes to Chaya Kaiser of Slovenia. And the gold medal goes to Ilya Kovalchuk of Poland.
Prize money and flowers will be presented by Deputy General Director of the Ministry of Youth and Sports of Turkey.
Para ödülü ve çiçekler Gençlik ve Spor Bakanlığı Spor Hizmetleri Genel Müdürlüğü Genel Müdür Yardımcısı Sayın Ömer Altunsoy tarafından takdim ediliyor.
Ladies and gentlemen, national anthem of Poland.
And now the national anthem of Poland.
Thank you very much.
Time for a picture with the winning quartet and the attendant VIPs. And then we'll have a big smiley one and the medals showing off, and a little caption that tells you that it was Skora and Jung who were the bronze medalists. Kaiser took the silver, Kovalchuk the gold. That's all the live judo that we've got for you on this first day at the Antalya Grand Prix. We'll be back tomorrow with more action, more medals, and as far as the medals were concerned, Kazakhstan, Kosovo, Moldova, Poland and Romania took medals on this opening day. We've got 4 medals up for grabs tomorrow. But from Dennis van der Geest,
Thank you for today. We saw some excellent judo and hope we will see more tomorrow and on Sunday, of course. Bye-bye.
and bye-bye from me. Bye-bye.